Coming up on Panther Sports, we discuss the women's soccer charity effort, look at one Panther's special talent, and talk to Jasmine Jordan about her summer abroad. All this and more right now.
I'm Joe Hutzler, and welcome to Panther Sports. Let's get things started with the weekly roundup.
Welcome to the weekly roundup. Let's get things started tonight by taking a look back to last Friday as the volleyball team traveled to Bowie's Creek to take on the Campbell Camels. The Panthers opened up conference play in high fashion with a 4-set win over the Camels. Campbell narrowly avoided being swept at their home opener by winning the third set. In the fourth set, HBU rolled to a 25-12 win to take the match. Panthers head coach Jason Oliver was extremely pleased with his team's performance, saying, "I am very happy with the way we came out ready to play tonight. Campbell came out with a ton of energy for their home opener and we were able to match it. We showed maturity and made big-time plays. Every road win in conference play is a huge win." And fast-forwarding to Monday after coming off the win at Campbell, the Panthers traveled to Greensboro, North Carolina to take on the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. The Aggies won the first set by a narrow margin of 25-23, but despite the slow start, the Panthers were able to come back to win the next 3 sets and take the match. High Point will return to Big South Conference play on Friday as the Panthers take on Coastal Carolina at 7 p.m. Now on to the world of soccer. Both the men's and women's teams have been seeing great success, and this week was no different. Let's take a look at Saturday's games. The women's team traveled to VMI where they picked up their first Big South win of the season, outscoring the Keydets 5-0. Kelly Jolene scored in the 18th minute to help the Panthers take the lead early in the game. Senior Jenny Butler and junior Taylor Parker each scored twice in the contest for HBU. Fun fact, the match marks the first time that HBU has had more than one multiple goal scorer since Sarah Rager and Katie Tabor accomplished the exact same feat against VMI back in 2010. The Panthers' 4-game road streak concludes tonight as HBU travels to Rock Hill, South Carolina to take on defending Big South champions Winthrop. The men's soccer team is drawing a lot of attention these days, and not just on a local level. Let's take a look at what the Panthers did on Saturday. UNC Asheville at High Point. HBU started the game strong with Mamadi Naipan's header into the net, assisted by Sean Sloan. In the 38th minute, Leon Carby scored his 3rd goal of the season on an assist from Kendall Lawson, which took the Panthers to a 2-0 lead. High Point held its lead until the 64th minute when they added yet another number to their tally, when senior Shane Malcolm got behind the Asheville defenders and beat the keeper for his 4th goal of the season. The Panthers' strong defensive and offensive play brought a lot of encouragement to the team heading into their toughest contest of the season yet. Fast forward to Tuesday, number 25 William & Mary in town to face our Panthers. High Point not wasting any time. In the 3rd minute of play, Sean Sloan finding Shane Malcolm on the diagonal run through the defense and goal! Malcolm's 5th of the season, and the only goal of the match. The Panthers were able to hold the Tribe to 0 shots in the first half and no shots on goal for the entire game. And just like that, the Panthers find themselves halfway through the season, still undefeated at 9-0.
I'm really pleased with our performance. I thought we were disciplined. We felt some adversity tonight going down to man, and we had to deal with those situations. I thought we dealt with them in a positive way. I think William & Mary is a very, very good team. They're well coached, and they've been nationally relevant. Before the game, we talked about they've been an average 24 RPI over the last 4 years. So we knew this was a game that if we want to get an at-large bid, we have to really try to get a result tonight.
That's all for this week's weekly roundup.
In Big South news, 2 of High Point's volleyball players received Big South honors this week. Sophomore Chelsea Davis was named Big South Conference Player of the Week, and freshman Anne-Marie Chin earned the Big South Freshman of the Week. Davis and Chin helped lead the HBU volleyball team to wins over Campbell and North Carolina A&T last weekend. Davis had 25 kills, a .322 attack percentage, and 14 kills to help lead HBU to 2 victories. Davis is 3rd in the Big South Conference with 3 kills per set. Chin helped the women's volleyball team with 37 digs and a 4.62 digs percentage per set for both of their wins this past weekend. Chin is in the top 10 in conference with 211 digs and 3.25 digs per set. Tom Bileska, a former High Point University baseball player, was named to the World Baseball Classic roster for Team Canada. Bileska pitched for High Point in 2006 and 2007 baseball seasons. The Pittsburgh Pirates later drafted him in the 35th round. While with the High Point Panthers, he collected 11 saves for the 3rd most in Panthers baseball history. Bileska played for a minor league team in the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball. He played in 46 games and earned 29 saves with a 1.76 ERA. Canada with Boleska will attempt to qualify for the WBC in Regensburg, Germany this Thursday. HPU men's golf team won the Joe Aggie Invitational this week by 1 stroke over Radford. HPU had a combined total score of 861 and large help of a combined third-round score of 289. Chase Wilson tied his career low for 54 holes with a 7-under 206 to receive the individual medal. The 3-round score of 861 ties the team's lowest 54-hole total since its start in Division I golf. Wilson came back from Monday's back-to-back 67s with a 1 over 72 on Tuesday. Wilson finished the tournament with 16 birdies and 1 eagle. The HPU men's golf team will return on October 15th. The team heads to Morgantown, North Carolina to play in the Donald Ross Intercollegiate. Stay with us. After the break, we'll be sitting down with women's lacrosse player Jasmine Jordan about the upcoming season and her recent trip to Ecuador.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back to Panther Sports. I'm sitting here with Jasmine Jordan, member of High Point's women's lacrosse team and world traveler. Thanks for being here with us today, Jasmine.
Thanks for having me.
So you play lacrosse, obviously, for the women's team here at High Point University. And what position do you play?
I am a defender and a midfielder.
Okay, and what do you like best about being a defender?
Defense, I love because you're the person that stops the other team from scoring, and it's such an important role because, like everyone says, offense wins games, defense wins championships.
So the midfielder position, is that something that you came up with, or your coach is kind of pushing on you?
I mean, my coach is kind of leaning on me to move into the midfield, so, I just got to do what I'm told.
I understand how that is. Now, this year, you're in your third year as a team program, but you're also moving into the Big South Conference, which is the inaugural season for the Big South as a whole.
Yeah.
So does that change your preparation at all, or you just keep going with the same deal, just knowing that you can play with some different teams?
I mean, we pretty much keep it the same, but also keeping in the back of our minds that now we will have a bid to the NCAA if we win conference. So that's just one more reason that we'd want to take it all the way to the conference championship.
Is that more of an incentive for you guys than it has been in the past, just knowing that if you win the conference this year, you're going to go even farther?
Yes and no. I mean, that's always been our goal to make it to the tournament, and this year we're really hoping to make it to the Final Four, and we've got a great team, so I think we could definitely do it.
All right. Now, speaking of the team, I know it's early in the year, but what do you see as your biggest strong point at this point in time and your biggest weakness?
Our strong point, I'd have to say, would be probably our coaches. We just got 3 new coaches, and they're great. They're really encouraging, and we've also got a really deep bench now. So we graduated 2 seniors, and we brought in 12 freshmen, and they're good. They're young, they're fresh, they're fast, and they'll definitely help us out a lot. And then our weakness will just be, just being consistent and just keeping in the back of our heads that our goal is the Final Four and never taking a day off and just working hard every second we're on the field. Well,
the last 2 years you were part of the NLC, and you won the conference championship the first time. And last year, unfortunately, you guys lost in the title.
Yes.
Now, speaking of the NLC and the way it's different than the Big South, where you guys will have a postseason bid this time, the NLC the way it was shaped then has allowed you to do something this summer that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So,
I got to study abroad for 17 days in Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands.
Now, I heard that it wasn't so easy to get there initially. You had some complications with your passport?
Yes. Unfortunately, for those of you who don't know, your passport needs to be valid for 6 months if you want to travel to Ecuador. This is something I was unaware of. So my passport was expiring in September, and I found out the day we were shipping out, on the way to the airport.
Wow.
So I was not allowed to get on the plane, had to drive home, and then go to Philadelphia, renew my passport, fly out a day late. But I made it just in time before we left for the Amazon rainforest.
What was your favorite part out of all those places that you went to? Maybe something you did or something you saw?
I loved it. In the Galapagos, we got to go snorkeling, and the particular area that we were was just filled with sea lions, and they were little ones that were just young and so playful, and they would come swim with you and blow bubbles, and I loved that.
That is really cool. Now, I heard that in certain areas of Ecuador, there are animals that don't have any natural predators.
Yes.
Is that true? And how close were you able to get to those?
Yeah, the Galapagos Islands is actually known for that. So we were allowed to be, the safe distance was 6 feet. So you could get within 6 feet of them, and they weren't at all afraid of you. So they would just sit there and watch you take a picture of them.
Now that you're back here and you are starting your junior year as a biology major, looking forward, looking ahead, maybe not just lacrosse, but as a student in general, where do you see yourself once you graduate?
Graduating, I'm hoping to go to PA school to be a physician's assistant, and then I'd like to go back home, work at the same hospital with my mom.
Okay, great. And if there's one thing that you'd want to tell the world, what would it be?
I would say our season starts in February, so you should definitely be at every single home game.
That's great, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Come back anytime. Coming up on Panther Sports, we find out how the women's soccer team is saving lives with every goal.
Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Goals are already an important part of women's soccer, but as Travis Kunder explains, this season they mean a little more.
As the women's soccer season kicks off this year, so does a new campaign that the women's soccer team has adopted. The women's soccer squad has teamed up with Malika for Life in a program they like to call Score a Goal, Save a Life. With every goal HPU scores this season, the team will purchase a bracelet from the Malika Foundation. The Malika program joined forces with the Tamia Women's Group in Tanzania, Africa. The Tamia program is a group of 150 women, most of whom are widowed or living with HIV. The Malika for Life funds these women in the Tamia program to make their bracelets and in turn provides them with an income. It was women's soccer coach Marty Beal who helped connect HPU and the foundation.
Yeah, I met Kristen years and years ago, back when she was 12 years old, and I was her soccer coach when she was 12, 13, and 14 years old, and developed a great relationship with her whole family and stayed in contact with her throughout her whole high school career, and she went on to play college ball at Miami. So when Kristen, as a sports journalist, was over in Tanzania doing a documentary, and she came back and told me the story and told me what happened. Really impacted my life, and her vision of what she wants to accomplish in the lives that she wants to touch over in Africa, made an impact on my life.
Team captain Janae Whitaker told me why it is important to support the Malika for Life Foundation and how great an impact it has.
I think it's important to pick Malika for Life because it works on something that's so easy to treat. Like, I'm a biology major, so I know a whole lot about malaria and how it works, down in the cells and everything. And it's something that it can be so devastating, but as you can see with the medicines that are out there, the treatments that are out there, it's so easy to treat. It's just that people can't afford it.
The team uses the Tamia Women's Group and the Malika Foundation as motivation on the field to affect many people's lives off the pitch.
It's always awesome whenever you score a goal, but now that you're scoring a goal and you're actually saving someone's life, it's unbelievable to even think about. I never thought just scoring a goal I'd be able to help someone like that, so that's definitely a lot of motivation every time we go into a game.
I think it adds a little bit more meaning to every goal scored. certainly, you know, we're trying to score goals regardless. We've always been trying to score goals, but this just adds a little bit more meaning, knowing that every goal we score truly has an impact on someone's life.
Coming up, I sit down with Garrett Swaim to discuss his circus-like hobby. Don't go away.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Juggling may not be the most macho hobby to have, but men's lacrosse defenseman Garrett Swaim may beg to differ. Here's the story. Take a look. What do you see? Just a lacrosse player, right? Or for those who share class with this business major, Garrett will do. How about a juggler? No, not just another great student athlete here at HPU who is great with juggling his requirements on the field, along with his academic duties off the field. I mean a juggler, someone defined by Webster as one skilled in keeping several objects in motion in the air at the same time by alternately tossing and catching them. Yes, that kind of juggler.
When I was really young, I went on this cruise with my family, family vacation or whatever. And one of like the shows, the entertainment at night kind of deal was this juggler named Nick Pike. And he was a juggler / comedian. And my family went to this show, and I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Like, couldn't get enough. So, the show ended. I ran back to my room. I found like a tennis ball. Then I went to the racquetball court and found like a racquetball that was left over. Then I went up to the putting green and found like a golf ball. Yeah. And I just like started throwing them up in the air and like trying to learn myself because like I just thought it was the coolest thing.
But as Garrett explains, juggling isn't just a hobby. It is also a way to improve his lacrosse game.
Athletically, I think it's actually benefited me. Lacrosse, obviously, we play with the sticks, and hand-eye coordination is a big thing. And I think my game has drastically improved ever since I started juggling just for the hand-eye portion of it.
So where does Garrett see himself after college?
Lacrosse-wise, I'd absolutely like to pursue doing something in the MLL, Major League Lacrosse, potentially playing for one of those programs. It's always been a dream of mine to be a professional athlete, as a young guy. And grow up one day. So, if I'm good enough and I get the opportunity, I'd love to do it. But if not, take my degree and then hopefully pursue something in finance.
As for the circus, that's definitely not something at the top of Garrett's list, but it's something worth thinking about. You still always see juggling in the future? Is that always going to be a thing?
I don't know. I don't know if clown school is quite in the cards right now. Who knows, though? Never write it out. But I think it'll be a great, party trick for years and years to come.
As Garrett Swaim moves forward with his playing career in lacrosse, not knowing where that may take him is unnerving. He does know, however, that no matter what happens in his busy life, he will be able to juggle his responsibilities accordingly and literally. Reporting for Panther Sports, I'm Joe Hutzler. That's all for this week's edition of Panther Sports. Join us back here next time for the Word on HPU Athletics.